Welcome to everybody. And today we're gonna be just diving right in. But our question for today is for students that are students that are homeschooled at a disadvantage? Many times people tend to believe that kids that are homeschooled are basically less fortunate and disadvantaged because they don't get to participate in all the different activities and programs that the public schools or private schools have to offer. But on the contrary, one thing they do that many people tend to forget, especially if the homeschooled children are homeschooled by their parents, is that they get a more focused approach, meaning that the parents who basically gave birth to the kids, they would know exactly more about the child from the get go rather than having the students start the beginning of the school year, getting accustomed to the classroom, to the other students, to their teacher. And by the time the teacher actually gets to know the student more one on one, a good amount of time has gone by, which cannot be replaced. So, what I have to say about this is that I believe that students that are homeschooled actually have an advantage. They have an advantage, excuse me, because they can actually accelerate through school a bit quicker, much quicker in some cases than traditional public school students. Because public school students, they have to go by what the state basically mandates. They follow a schedule. If you are this certain age, then you have to be at this certain grade. Whereas sometimes, if we're honest with ourselves, sometimes the level that we may be in math is not necessarily the same level that we are reading. We may be doing fifth grade math, but we're doing seventh grade reading because our brain has expanded more on the reading side rather than the math side. For students, especially students that are in public school, the public school system has a one size fits all approach, meaning that no matter who you are, they throw you into the lot and they expect you to conform to the procedures and the standards given and the standards already in place. Whereas sometimes the students do not actually fit the mold. So a homeschool approach would actually benefit the student in some regards. And basically, I think that they will actually be able to finish school much quicker. They may be able to accelerate and do different things. Yes, there are things that they may miss out of, certain things such as prom. You may not be able to attend prom if you're homeschooled. You may not have, quote unquote, a graduation ceremony, like in the sense of graduation, like the other students, because they have a good amount of students, so therefore they can have a graduation ceremony. But at the end of the day, going to prom, if we're honest to ourselves, going to prom is not what defines us as adults. Once you get to be 30, 40 years old, the thing that prom was when you were younger is doesn't hold the same weight. When you're younger, you see going to prom or homecoming and all these different activities that are for middle schoolers, high schoolers, and things like that as a big deal in your life because you're actually living in the moment. But once you get past that stage, you have the concerns of life to face, and basically you have to basically deal with what life throws at you while being an adult. Then you see how insignificant these different programs are. Yes, it's true, when you participate in them, you feel that you're living your best life. But at the end of the day, the memories that you would have had, they don't weigh as much in the grand scheme of things. You literally can miss out on these parties and celebrations and still make it out in life and be successful. You don't have to participate in these things to be considered a success. However, if you want to be successful, then one thing that I suggest, and the one thing that I do notice is that the smaller and more personal and more focused the setting, the higher the chances of success for the students that are participating in such settings. Homeschooled students have this type of setting. Public school students, they do not. They really don't. Private school settings, it's kind of like a mix of both. So you can't go full blown personalized for each individual student because the cost of that would be astronomical. But you don't go full blown public school style, which is throwing everybody into the mix. You have more of a tailored solution for your student when you're attending private school. However, homeschooled students are completely tailored to meet their needs. And basically, if I had kids that were going to be going to, and I had to choose between public, private, or homeschooled, I would suggest homeschool if you want your kid to just excel, succeed, and to do what they need to do. Because with the way things are going in this world, many times the things you do not teach your child, someone else's children will come and teach them for you. And you don't necessarily want them to learn the different things that are out there, because once your child learns these things, it's going to be very hard to take it out of their head, because you don't need a lot of evil. All you need is just one individual, one kid that tells them something that they didn't need to know, and it starts like a downward spiral. However, if they are separated from the mix, from the bunch, and they never even know these things exist, then basically you won't ever have to worry about it, because if they don't even have it in mind, they can't even think about it unless someone brings it to mind. So these are basically my 2 cents on this. And also, if you have any questions that you want answered, feel free to just drop it down in the comment section, and we'll see if we can make videos and answer the questions that you may have. And also, don't forget, if you found this to be very impactful, feel free to share it with another individual, engage with it so the algorithm could pick up on it, and it could also spread the word to other people. And also, the link in the bio, link in the description box. Go ahead and check it there, because we have a special a free gift for you that if you're interested, you can. I think you'd be interested, especially if you're someone who's in the field of learning more about kids and things like that. We have a special gift for you, so feel free to check it out. And yeah, till next time.